Imagine a boy with a good idea that can change the world, and he needs to turn that idea into industry, and he doesn't have power. Imagine a girl. Imagine two. Imagine three. 95 million Nigerians do not have access to electricity now. 97% of Nigerian firms experience an average of 196 hours of power outage per month. Now, the cost of this inadequate power supply to us annually is 9.2 trillion naira, or in dollar terms, $29.3 billion. Whenever I'm thrown into a room to discuss reform or development, I always ask three questions. One, who takes the decisions? Two, who gets the job done? Three, who pays? I'm not going to take on the first two because I'm here to talk about who pays. Because the next question to that is, at what cost? And that's why I'm here to talk about power infrastructure. At what cost? The value chain for power spans from generation to transmission to distribution. Today we have privatized generation and distribution, and the transmission is in the hands of government. I'm going to talk about transmission, and I'm also going to talk about generation. The government said they need $4.2 billion within the next 5 years to strengthen the grid and improve our transmission capacity. Who pays? At what cost? Can we have a Marshall Plan that discusses that? I know in the past there have been interventions within the power sector. I've been operating in that sector for quite some time. But we don't have results. And that's because the money keeps going to government. Can we look at this $4.2 billion from the perspective of an investment with the private sector? Can the Marshall Plan support that investment by de-risking it? How much of the private sector? How much can the private sector bear of that cost? And how much will the Marshall Plan come in to de-risk it? I've just talked about the grid. But I want to also ask another question. Where is the grid? Where is the grid expansion plan that they intend to fund with $4.2 billion? Do we need a national grid? Can we have a conversation on the Marshall Plan that talks about regional grid, mini grid, and off-grid, so we can begin to take power to where it should be? Because when we begin to talk about off-grid and mini-grid, then we now change the conversation, and I'm going to go back to generation. Because it is at that point you begin to discuss renewable energy. The government has a Vision 3030 electricity plan that intends to generate 30 gigawatts of power by the year 2030, out of which 30% should be renewable energy. That's 9 gigawatts. Why should it be 9 gigawatts? What is the cost of energy? Clean, and yes, I dare say dirty energy. And you know, when we talk about dirty energy, and people begin to say, no, is that concept from Europe? They have industrialized themselves, and they now don't let us industrialize ourselves first. Fortunately, I'm talking to a number of Africans. My response to that is always this. Imagine a rich man who the village tales say killed his son to be rich. And you say, well, let me kill my son and be rich. After we'll talk about who is richer than the other. That's the argument. So we must begin to promote investments in renewable energy. Or else, what happens? The social cost of energy we need to begin to talk about it now. And so what does the Marshall Plan say about investing in renewable energy? And yes, I said something earlier on. I said that when we talk about renewable energy, we always look at it as one of those things that the Europeans or the Americans are telling us. A few days ago at the World Economic Forum on Africa, the Senegalese president made a statement that by the year 2021, Senegal will stop investments in dirty energy. 4 years from now. That's Senegal. If we make that statement in Nigeria, will the Marshall Plan respond to that?